What is happening, everybody? Typical Toy Reviews back with another Game of Thrones Funko Pop review. Like I said in my last video, pretty much every video this week is going to be a Game of Thrones Funko Pop, so subscribe if you want to see more of these. Skip the channel for this week if you don't, that's okay as well. But today we're looking at number 54, the Mountain, armored in his Kingsguard uniform. This was a 2017 Summer Convention exclusive. Now, I didn't get this guy in store. I guess I must have started collecting just like a month or two after he came out, which I was kind of sad about because this is definitely one of my favorite Game of Thrones pops, if not one of my favorite pops in my entire collection. This is the shared exclusive. I believe it came out at Box Lunch. Here's a look around the box real quick. You got the side. This guy was in edition 7. Starting with 49 Jon Snow, Tyrion Lannister, Cersei Lannister, who was featured in the last video, Bran Stark, Tormund Giantsbane, the Mountain himself, and then 1-1. 1-1 I actually thought came out earlier than this, but I guess not. I do have him as well if anybody wants to see a video, but I don't plan on making it anytime soon. The side, classic view at the top with his white eyes, and the standard bottom. Now this guy's kind of big, so I'm going to get the box out of the way and go ahead and give you guys a little better look at the figure himself. Now real quick for comparison, being he is the Mountain, he is a giant, he's a good 3/4 of an inch taller than a regular pop. Here we have Jaime Lannister in his Kingsguard outfit as well. You can kind of tell that the armor themselves is a little bit different. The gold is a little more gold on the Jaime pop. Now this is an older pop, so there's plenty of fair reason. But the actual armor itself is ever so slightly different. Jaime has like this painted on, where it's sculpted on the Mountain. But the gold it's a lot more dull on the Mountain's pop. It still has a nice shine, but it just doesn't look as gold as you would expect it to be. Same thing, Jaime has more of like gray boots and gloves, or a very off brown, where the Mountains are more brown. The undercoat, actually kind of the opposite here. The undercoat is lighter than Jaime's, but the cape is darker than Jaime's, which this would be more accurate, the white cloaks. Again, being this is an older pop, the Jaime Lannister doesn't have as much detail, but we'll go ahead and set him aside and give you a closer look at some of the detail here on the Mountain. Great sculpting on the shoulder pads. It's kind of hard to see because his head is so big, but he's got the crossed swords. You can see the nice layered like diamond pattern dripping down here on his sides. The belt around his armor. The second belt, that's his sword belt. He actually has his sword back in there if you guys can see it. He's got a nice red scarf on to hide his neck. The big wide brown cloak, of course, and then his helmet sculpt is great, true to the Kingsguard with the 3 ridges up top with a little bit of detailing. He's got the Baratheon stag on the side with the crossed swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rivets. And then, of course, his helmet is closed in the front since he does not speak. His skin is a weird kind of pale color, and he does have white eyes with a nice red outline. So one other thing to note is this is a pretty hefty pop, as would be expected, because he is a full, probably 4.5-inch pop, and as you can see his body, just in general, it's a lot more bulkier than a standard pop. If we put him behind Jaime there, I'll give you a better view how he sticks out, and his arms are just a little bit wider. But it's definitely a great pop to have. He's been going up in value. I got him for a great deal. It was $19. The box has a minuscule amount of damage on the side, but that doesn't bother me. 19 bucks, but then he had to ship it priority, so it was like 26 altogether. Typically, you can find this guy, if you're lucky, for around 30, but they sell fast. But anywhere from 30 to 40 is pretty much what he sells for. And with Season 8, I am sure he's going to go up in value, because I believe this character arc is going to come to an end. Not that it was developed very much, but from the beginning of the season to where he ends now with Clegane Bull. Rather, it's him or the Hound, so, you better buy both, because the Hound might see an untimely end in Season 8. A little bit of spoilers here. I mean, he's still around, so it's not necessarily a spoiler, but you get the point. these pops, once season 8 comes out, I think they're gonna go up. But it's questionable once season 8 ends if these pops are gonna hold their value, if people are really gonna be into the fandom as much once it's over. Because once it's over, it's over. There's no more seasons, nothing to wait for. Sure, Funko could go back and make some older pops finally, like Robert Baratheon. I still don't know why they haven't got that. I guess they can't get the semblance to Mark Addy, the actor. But that's definitely the number one pop next to Barristan Selmy on my list of Game of Thrones that need to happen. And they've been disappointing so far, but there's some new HBO exclusives on the way, HBO Shop exclusives. I mean, those are going to sell out. It's not like I have a chance to get them, but there is a chance that it could be something really cool. But I expect it to be like a Ramsey and Reek 2-pack or something. It'd be cool, but I'm just not too excited for. But at the end of the day, this is what we have. This is what you can collect for the time being. So, you got to get them while they're still relatively cheap. I definitely wouldn't pay towards the top end, towards $40. I mean, if you really want the pop, go ahead. It's a great pop. But again, value-wise, it's a questionable investment. But that's the end of this video. Again, a quick review of number 54 from the Game of Thrones Funko Pop line, the Armored Mountain 2017 Summer Convention exclusive. We can go ahead and throw them back here. Get this Space Invaders arcade out of the way. I'll take a nice thumbnail shot here at the Kingsguard around little baby boy Joffrey. And that's going to be it for this video. So again, like the video below. Stay tuned for the rest of the week for more Game of Thrones Funko Pop reviews. Subscribe if I didn't already just say that 5 seconds ago. Like the video and do everything you can do. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.